That went well.
What a great start. Welcome
Love it.
everybody to TK Total Knockout. Unfortunately, Thomas Sharp is not currently available right now for this particular episode. So luckily, I've got Josh to balance with. Hi, Josh.
Hello, good evening. So is it JK?
Oh my goodness. What a total throwback. The OGs remember JK.
Yeah, absolutely. It's still on the... go on the Phantom Radio webpage at phantom-media.co.uk/phantom-radio and you will find the 5 episodes of JK that we did back in the old days.
Oh, nostalgia, but nostalgia. But hello.
Yeah, so welcome to the show, everybody. Yes, no Tom this week.
He'll
Tom
be back
is busy
next week.
with deadlines, I think.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he has been a deputy stage manager. No, assistant stage manager. Let me get his title.
Why are they different?
So, right, I was trying to ask him about all of that because obviously we've got a deputy stage manager and then him as the assistant one. I'm like, well, what's the difference? What are you doing less? And he's basically like, well, I listen to them and they listen to somebody else, but I don't listen to the person that they're listening to. It's very strange.
Because you've obviously got stage manager.
Yeah.
Then you've got assistant stage manager and then deputy stage manager.
Yeah, it's like the whole joke of like, why is 7 scared of why is 9 scared of 7 or whatever the joke is. Oh, because 7, 8, 9. It's pretty much like that the entire time. But today's topic, everybody, for this current episode is places.
Yes, we're going to chat about various places.
Including Derby and London.
Yes, we've picked out Derby and London because they were in Caden's list.
You couldn't think of a better reason on the top of your head as to why.
No. Those are the two that were specifically on your list. But I suggested that we could be more wide in our discussion of places.
That is true. See, my part was like, let me try and be specific, but not too specific, because as we saw last week with a wide topic, we go all over the place. So I just thought,
yes, you did.
Let's try and have a bit of focus, which is ironic because I'm normally one who derails the entire topic. So I'm glad you got 2 topics and made it into one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Imagine us trying to balance 2 topics.
Imagine us trying to fill 2 hours worth of London.
I could go on about it, to be fair. I've had quite a few stories from London pre and post COVID.
Right.
I think that would be great to talk about as well.
So, yes, all of this and more to come on today's episode of TK, JK, whatever we're going to call this one.
Yeah, TK, JK, TTYL. Talk to you later.
No, we're talking to them now.
I know, but it's just fun to add in there all the acronyms.
We should also say that we're live on YouTube. Hi, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube. Once again.
It's lovely to have you with us, YouTube. I don't know that anybody's listening on YouTube. I could probably find out, but I don't really want to.
We'll get there. It's fine. I mean, we shouldn't even be looking at that in the first place anyway. Do you know? It's like when you go to work and you look at the clock thinking that the time's going to get any faster before you finish your shift.
I can confirm it doesn't.
It does not. No, I know. Trust me.
After a 6-hour shift in Morrison's this morning, I can confirm it does not go any quicker when you look at the clock.
And I never finish on time. I'll tell you that one for free.
See, fortunately, there's very few hours in Morrison, so we have to finish on time.
Oh my God. I love that for you.
Absolutely.
But anyway, I feel like we should start from where we're currently at the moment. Derby.
Yes, we are coming to you live from our Kelson Road studios in Derby, as though we have other studios, which we don't. But whatever. I mean, we could do the show from home if we really wanted to, but
oh, imagine if it was that during the first lockdown as well, like over Zoom or something.
Though.
Did they?
Yeah, JJ Drive did shows from home, and I think it was actually quite difficult to do because they were obviously just on Zoom, basically.
That is wild to me. Zoom was a wild time in everybody's life.
Oh, yeah.
It still is, to be fair. I can't believe how much that Zoom has changed. I wonder if they earn a lot of money now.
Oh, they must do, because people know about them, so people are paying them.
I reckon they earn more than Skype now.
Yeah, I mean, Skype is part of Microsoft, so
yeah.
And Microsoft makes all the money.
True. Or anything with Elon Musk or Bill Gates, it makes a lot of
exactly.
money. Like, I'm surprised Elon Musk hasn't bought it yet.
Well, no, because Elon Musk has just bought Twitter.
Yeah. Apparently, so that way, well, from what I've heard, it's so that he can basically say whatever he wants about people getting banned. You know, like
that's,
Trump.
As far as I can tell, that yes, he wants it to be a bastion of free speech or something.
Yeah,
so.
Donald J. Trump is excited in his chair now, knowing that he might be able to get back on Twitter thanks to Elon.
Which is weird because, yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah. So, you wanted to start with Derby, Caden.
I know I did actually, to be fair, because I want to talk about like, well, how's your experience been in Derby so far compared to about where you're from?
Well, shall we actually do it that way round? Shall we talk about where we're from? Because we haven't actually done that on this show. We've just we've referenced where we're from.
We've referenced where we're from. However, we have had very long discussions. If you go to JK, just kidding.
Yes, have a listen to the first show of that one. It's on Spotify and it's also in the Phantom Mega feed if you're subscribed to that. Yeah, have a listen back, and we'll, I think, summarize here.
Mm-hmm.
So I am from a town in Bedfordshire called Sandy. It's about halfway between Bedford and Cambridge, if you know where they are.
Yeah.
About an hour north of the central London.
Nice.
And it's about 10,000 people, I want to say. I should have Googled. I knew we were going to talk about this, so I should have Wikipedia'd. So I'm getting up Wikipedia right now.
We should compare populations as well.
Yeah, I think
because
so.
the difference is probably going to be a lot more. Because it's definitely not only 10,000 people where I'm from.
Bedfordshire, there we go.
Ooh.
So the answer is 11,657 in 2011, but that's probably gone up to maybe
20,000?
No, not that much.
Oh.
Probably, at a guess, I'd say 15. But the 2021 census should be out at some point, so we'll find out.
Yeah, that's
But
very
yes,
true. I think Nottingham's might
yeah,
be.
11,000. That's unhelpful. Thanks. Thanks, BBC News.
Thanks, BBC News. Always coming in at the right but wrong time for us.
That is not even vaguely interesting. So thanks, BBC News. It's local elections breaking news. It's not even interesting.
I'm not registered for Derby stuff.
Are you not?
I don't think I am. I'm not sure.
Well, if you're not sure, then you probably haven't registered to vote.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair. I mean, do you know what's funny is that because of like our age and like obviously lockdown happening, I think I've only voted like one time. Not out of personal choice, but just...
Well, you can do postal voting.
That's true.
But I do postal votes for back home, but the last 2 years I've actually voted both in Derby in person.
Ah,
because you can be, as a student, you can be registered in both addresses.
That makes sense, yeah.
But yeah, so I am registered both here and in Sandy.
I just saw that actually because one of my friends was talking about voting soon in Derby, and I have no idea what's going on or what they're voting for.
So local councils.
Oh yeah, all that stuff.
Yesterday, and I think
Never mind.
I could find the results, but I don't think I really want to.
No, well, Derby's might be all right, to be fair, depending on what your political views are.
Come on.
I think, to be fair, I don't think...
2022 local election results.
I have a feeling that Derby's more Labour than Conservative.
Yes.
I think you notice that sometimes with, like, the more smaller cities, because I always used to... Like, to me, Derby seemed a lot smaller.
Oh,
than
yeah.
Anywhere I know.
So Derby is... definitely a small city. I've lost Wikipedia because I'm going to quickly find the data for it. Derby. Let's go.
Well, I guess whilst you're looking at
Derby is, I'm already there, 248,700. And then obviously the next question is where you're from.
I know.
Which is Nottingham.
Nottingham indeed. Part of Nottinghamshire. Just saying.
You are 321,000, so that's what?
Really? Wait, oh, actually?
Yeah.
That seems so small.
320, so that's what? 70,000 more than Derby? So on, like, city scale, you're not that much bigger.
True, but also I think in terms of probably, like, the city size itself, because I think I've hinted multiple times about Nottingham city centre being... obnoxiously big with not a lot going on at the same time.
It is big.
It's huge. Even I've still not explored all of it, and I've literally been there in my entire life. Even coming up to here to Derby, I've always been going back and forth, and I'm still discovering. I've only just learned that there's a Fat Cat in Nottingham as well.
Really?
Yeah, I literally one of my friends messaged me today talking about a bottomless brunch at some time, and I was like, oh well, Derby's got one 12 p.m. till 7 p.m., which is fantastic. Of course, I would know that.
Yeah, obviously.
And then one of my friends was like, oh, there's one in Nottingham actually. I was like, where is it? And it's near past where I used to always walk by because he used to always go to Taco Bell. It's near Taco Bell. I was like, why did I never know this?
I have results for Derby, by the way.
Oh, go on. Let them know.
So not all the seats are up for election each year,
Yeah.
which is somehow how I've managed to vote twice in 2 years for Derby.
I don't know.
But yeah, 17 seats were up this time. 5 were won by Conservatives, which is down by 3. Labour won 7. Lib Dems won 2. Reform UK won 2. An Independent won 1. And the UKIP lost both of their seats. So
yes.
Conservatives have overall have 18. Labour have 16. Lib Dem 8. Reform UK have 6. Independent have 3. And UKIP have 0. So yes, no overall control is how it's described here. No party majority.
No majority at
for
all.
anyone in the council.
I think that's a good start. I think that's a good start at least.
Well, yeah.
I'm happy to see that Labour got 7 and Conservative only got 5. And I'm saying only 5 like that, but anything to see the Conservative Party go down, I am very happy to see.
But yes, so that was elections was yesterday, and they're still counting. Obviously, I am half Northern Irish, so I've been keeping an eye on the Northern Ireland results, which they do differently, which is always fun. They are, I think, they're only like less than a third of the way through their counts because they do proportional voting.
Ah, right, yeah,
So they
I know
use
about that.
single transferable vote, which means
Yeah.
So the first preference votes are in, I believe, and Sinn Féin has won that by 29%, which is
Yeah.
up 1.1 since the last election, apparently only in 2017, which feels like a long time ago.
I love the kind of radio show we're becoming.
I love it. Well, yes, welcome to Phantom Politics.
Hey, PP. No, don't say that. No.
Stop. Absolutely not.
Cancelled.
But yes, so that's local election results. How did we get here?
Because we were talking about Derby, and I was pretty much guessing as to whether they're more Conservative or Labour.
Yes, that's how we started this.
I'm not surprised though that Labour's more in Derby, and I'm quite happy about that. To be fair.
Yeah, I think. I think if I remember correctly, at the general election, it was won by Labour for like the first time in a long time, I think.
I think so, but I believe Nottingham is still.
So I have the list in the 3 that represent Derby in front of me. Derby North is a Conservative, Derby South is Labour, and Mid Derbyshire is a Conservative. So
I'm kind of surprised about Mid Derby being Conservative.
well, it's not Mid Derby, it's Mid Derbyshire. So it's
Derbyshire,
so
okay.
I think that includes.
Would that include like Little Over, Micklover?
I'm trying to work it out by looking at the map.
Aston on Ashfield, something like that. Aston on Trent.
Mid Derbyshire. I'm trying to. Oh, it goes up Amber Valley Way, so up towards Heanor by the looks
That's
of
not
the
surprising.
map.
That's towards Nottingham Way. That's
Well,
really
it's
not surprising.
north east of
Yeah.
the city. So I'll show the lovely YouTube people a map in a moment, just as soon as I've got them the screens in the right place. There we go. There you go, YouTube. That's a map. Derby is roughly the 2 to the lower left of the one highlighted in red for those watching on YouTube.
Do you know Derby as well is dead centre within the map of England? So we are
Yes,
literally.
it's the most central city.
So we are literally in the furthest away from the ocean,
Yes.
which is kind of sad. But also, I think if there's ever a tsunami, we are the safest. I reckon that bus station. If we all climb to the top of that bus station, I reckon we'd all be fine.
We're higher than the bus station here, so we'd be fine.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, we're way higher than
We
the
are
city centre,
protected.
because like we've come up come up the hill, haven't we?
This is why I quit interior design, because I was like, there's no way I could move on to architectural design, because clearly I don't know my heights. I'm only 5'5", so you've got to give me a break.
And see, this is the thing. This is the advantage of being 6 foot whatever.
Yeah, you're like, what's the weather like down there? And I've already drowned at this point.
Yeah,
You've still
exactly.
got a good amount of time to go.
Love it, love it. So yes, that's your election news here on Phantom Radio.
I love that for us, but I mean, how has it been since moving up here? I guess I don't know. I feel like that's such a wide topic. Speaking of which, because I feel like we've kind of gone through it all at the moment, haven't we? In terms of like the lockdowns and everything.
Yeah. So obviously came to Derby September 2020.
Yes, you got it right.
Yeah. Time is all merging into one. And yes, I did my first year I spent in Cathedral because was going to do 2 years in Cathedral, and that changed plans in December, didn't it? We won't go into that. We did that.
Not
at the
again.
time.
Not again.
Summary for those who don't know, we got thrown out 3 days before Christmas.
Yeah, 22nd. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 days before Christmas, just as you do. Thanks, halls. But
What a great
so
time.
yes, moved into Cathedral last year. It was weird.
Oh yeah, what was it like? 'Cause I went there the first.
No, you were in St. Chris?
I was in St. Christopher's Court. It was. Do you know what? Funny story. I moved up there 2 days before my term date was starting because I decided last minute to move out.
Oh, were you going to commute?
I was going to commute, yeah, from home.
Yeah, because you're only, what is it, half an hour? 20 minutes?
If someone drove me, potentially half an hour. Making my way up here is probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours. If I
Well,
commute.
yeah, if you're commuting on the tram and the bus and the train and
Or
the,
even, yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's the problem with Nottingham's transport. Even though I love it, it doesn't make any sense to get here. Is that I can drive here
yeah,
in
exactly.
half an hour,
'Cause
and it can take me over 2 hours to get here by bus or train or whatever.
so this is the problem with places.
Yep.
They often have their public transport centred around, like, because all of the buses in Derby go either. Well, no, they all go to the city centre.
They all do, yeah. Same
Or
with
go-
Nottingham.
Well, yeah, and so for me to get the bus out to work, I have to go into the city centre by the quad and get the H1 out to Morrison's.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, there's no and like, also the river is a problem
Yes.
because it just like there's no way to cross it further up really from I think it's Hungerford Bridge.
Yes.
All the way up to the mill at the other end of Darley Park. There's nowhere to cross.
No, there isn't.
And so like walking to Morrison, also the railway line is in the way as well. But so to walk to Morrison's, I'd walk to across Hungerford Bridge and then follow the bus route. It's but like, yeah, all the buses go into the city centre.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good fun, and like Notts is the same. Like the tram goes through the city centre, but like you can't go around.
Yeah,
You've
that's
got
the
to go
thing.
through.
Well, that's the thing. So, like, Nottingham currently has 2 official lines, but they've proposed so many more the last few years, which they're still working on.
They want to extend it to Derby,
Derby,
don't
yeah.
they?
Yeah, because they were talking about near, I believe it's near Borough Wash. They wanted like a central station for all of these trams because they want one to East Midlands Airport as well.
Yeah. So because this was
20
This would have been
pre-COVID.
This would have been pre HS2 being cancelled to Leeds.
Yes.
Because they wanted it to link up in Totton.
Yeah.
At the massive rail yard there.
I know exactly where it is if you take the Red Arrow down.
Yeah, so that was like they wanted to extend it obviously to Totton to link up to HS2 and then out to Derby.
Same with up to Gilsbrook, which is where IKEA is in Nottingham as well. They want to extend it all the way out there as well, which if anyone's been to that retail park where IKEA is, it is pretty much impossible to get there.
There
is a bus. I know there's a bus.
The funny thing is, I think there's a bus from Derby to that IKEA.
Yes,
it's the Amber Line, is it? I think
that's one of them. Yeah, that is one of them. I'm thinking about one in Nottingham. It doesn't matter. It's blue. It's a blue bus. That's all you need to know. If you go to Victoria bus station, it's the bright blue one.
Love it.
Trust me. Can't miss it.
But yeah, so like to get to Nottingham from Derby, you've got to go into the city centre, get across to Nottingham either by the train or on the bus, and then to get anywhere in Nottingham, you've got to get out of the city.
Well,
And as you were saying earlier, the city centre goes on forever.
It does, because I'll give you an example. So when I used to live back home in Nottingham and I used to work in Long Eaton, which is in the county of Derby and also between Nottingham as well,
Yep.
I would have to take my bus, which would go down to Victoria bus station, but then my other bus to Long Eaton doesn't stop at the bus station, so I had to walk a good 20 minutes across the city centre to catch one bus to then walk to work after getting off that bus.
This is the fun thing about my bus to work is it doesn't start in the city centre in the bus station either. It starts out on the Corporation Street outside the council house.
Yeah, for some reason,
Like that's so the H1, the Nines, the Alice Street starts there for some reason as well.
Yeah,
and
it's very
the Amber Line
And the Amber
all
Line.
start from
and the
that-
Villager.
No, the Villager starts from the bus station.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like those four all start from Corporation Street. I'm like, why don't you just go into the bus station?
I know, because the bus station is it's quite big. It's even bigger than Nottingham.
No,
Nottingham's got a very small bus station.
Yeah, like I've been in Victoria bus station, and it's like
It's small.
tiny.
It's I believe 9 platforms,
Yeah,
9 or 10 bays, whatever.
Yeah.
Derby's, I believe I counted 27.
it's really big.
It's like triple. It's
Yeah.
like triple the size. And yet they don't use it that much. Like even like National Express coaches that go there,
But yeah,
I
like,
almost
there's only
never
one
see
or
'em.
two a day.
I've only seen them once there, which is when I, funnily enough, made my journey to London one time.
So it's nearly 25 past. So shall we have some music, Caden?
Yes,
and then
indeed.
we will come back and discuss London. If I can find play out one, I've lost it.
The good
Where's
old
it gone?
switcheroo
Where's
to
it
London.
gone? There it is.
Boom, boom, boom.
So, what's our first song today, Caden?
Our first song, if I can read it.
Yeah, you're so far away from that screen.
Which one am
It's Him for the Weekend by Coldplay. We'll see you in a bit.
Oh, I love that. We are
Welcome back.
Fantastic.
Caden just quickly tying his lace before sitting back down.
And I got here on time, showed up, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. Speaking of being on time, though, can we talk about the time that I went to London?
We can do.
Right, I want to talk about this. Okay, so just for context, I go to London a lot. Like, besides back home in Nottingham, I probably travel to London the most as well, like, no joke. But this one particular time last summer, I think it's about to hit a year ago in a few days, funny enough, that I went to London for this particular time. So basically, me and my friends last year during the summertime was like, let's go for a trip to London. Fantastic, brilliant. What could go wrong there at all?
Absolutely nothing.
Well, right. So obviously, peak of COVID, that was already like, oh gosh, issue. But then this was during the times where not only was Big Ben being renovated, which, you know,
Yeah.
whatever, but a lot of anti-lockdown and anti-COVID protests were happening.
Oh, did you join a anti-lockdown protest, Caden?
Not as a supporter. I'll give you that background. So we did like the typical tourist thing. You know, we tried every single thing that we've seen. Obviously, going around the tube, Uber boats, anywhere that we can eat that looked fancy, Oxford Street, so on,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We did the typical tourist thing. Eventually, we was like, obviously, Buckingham Palace has got to be next. You know what I mean?
Obviously.
Got to go down to Westminster Live. Got to say up to Liz. So we go down, and so this is a funny part. So I had the Primark bag that ripped. How embarrassing, right? I went up to like the gates where the guards were,
Yeah.
and me being me, I was trying to find any way to distract them because obviously they have like that very strict like
Oh,
1,
you
2.
idiot.
No, but okay, so I didn't get shot or anything, so that's fine. But
Obviously not.
right as I was trying to do all of that, my Primark bag embarrassingly ripped everywhere in front of Buckingham Palace, which was already annoying.
Oh dear.
Luckily, I had the bag within the bag that also had the bag within the other bag, so it was like fantastic. So we sorted that out eventually. Anyway, we're like walking up. What's that part? Is it Green Park?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're walking up there because we're like, let's go to Westminster because we want to go on the Uber boats because we want to be like Instagram. I know, call us shallow.
Obviously.
Call us shallow, I know. And we saw like a bunch of people like marching down, bunch of signs. None of us can read properly anyway. But I remember specifically one of my friends, because one of them in context now, it was a blow up vaccine. Like it was like a balloon, like a clear see-through balloon. But the way that it was constructed, my friend straight away was there like, oh, is this a thing about like condoms and that lot? Because the material and how it was shaped, like this needle did not look like just a needle.
Oh, good.
If I didn't see the measuring grid on the side, I wouldn't be able to tell that it was a vaccine at all. And obviously what they were saying.
Quick Google map. Well, I've actually got OpenStreetMap up in front of me. It's St James's Park, not Green Park.
Well, anyway, so we're like going up there, and then like I said, we didn't realize. So we're wearing our face masks as well, being responsible and all of that lot. And I would never. This is actually like really bad, to be fair. And all of a sudden, some guy just comes up to my friend, starts trying to rip this mask off her face, like literally attacking her, and do you know what he said? And I quote: "This is how we realized it was an anti-COVID lockdown." Protest thing. Yeah, because he said to my friend as he was trying to rip it off, get that dog muzzle off your face.
It was far right as well then, obviously.
And that's when we realized, I was like, oh gosh, we're in an anti, and like all of them were coming down one way, and it's just the three of us. Three of us who are very short, by the way. The tallest of us was 5'7".
That is short.
Yeah, exactly. So that was already an issue as it was, and then like just them coming along, and then you just got like, I'll never forget. There's this one woman, and she talked like this because she clearly smoked a lot throughout the years.
Obviously.
And she turned around to me and my friends as we're walking up this like dirt path of St. James Park, being like, come on, get some fresh air. It was disgusting. I'm so sorry about this microphone, by the way. But it was disgusting.
Love it.
And also just some of the stuff that they were trying to come out with was like, it was ridiculous. I'm not one to support the police at all because I do think that the police use their authority a lot, right? But I did feel sorry when you've just got these poor innocent like police people trying to like stop these people from like going up to Buckingham Palace basically trying to protest right outside, and you've just got all of these people. Like you've got like these people who look like their skin texture look like raisins, like old raisins out in the sun, being like, "I've been locked up for years. Well, let us out. Or this is our free." They're taking away our free speech. I was like, "Oh no." I don't want to be offensive, but there should be an age limit when it comes to voting. Because most of them look like they were like dying on the pavement. I don't.
Oh dear.
There was, and I was like, I can't pull up with it. So that's when we realised that we was in an anti. I'll never forget this part as well.
Oh dear.
So one of these one of them was like a smaller one, but it was weird because it could actually push stuff out like a vaccine. One of them pushed out a symbol of blood coming from it.
Oh, lovely.
To like basically, I'm assuming to represent like almost taking away our freedom. They want to put chips in us and all of this lot.
Oh yeah. Did you not realise that you've been microchipped by Bill Gates?
I didn't realise I'd been microchipped until I went to the vets. And then they was like, "Oh, sorry, you need a dog."
Oh dear.
And I was like, "Oh, great. Well, I'm my own dog's name now, but at least my mum knows where I am." No, I'm joking. But no, do you know what? Yeah, I have to think to myself, these people. I'm one that could be quite paranoid about people watching me, but I do have to say, what is it
He
with
says, looking into the camera.
Yeah, as I'm like, I see you, YouTube. But just, some of these people like being like, "Oh, the government's trying to watch me." Mary, why are people trying to watch you doing your laundry on a Sunday afternoon whilst you overcook your Yorkshire puddings? The government aren't that interested in you. The government don't even like us. That's why we're in the state that we're in right now.
Yeah, have you noticed?
Oh, I felt it. Trust me. Inflation has been a bit too real at them. Oh, speaking of which, Indigo bus, 20p extra for a zigzag. I was out of my mind.
Yeah, everything. What was my bus this morning? Let me just check. Because I get the bus into work. So what was it this morning?
Thank God
it used to be 150. It's now 160. No, it used to be to Roller World. It used to be 90p.
Wow.
Now it's 168.
Now you need more than one coin to get on that bus near Roller World. It's unbelievable.
Well, I just do it on my phone, but you know.
Well, you know what I mean, though.
Like it's like literally the bus to the Meteor Centre used to be 150. It's now 192. So that's fun.
If the university is watching this, please don't charge us for those uni buses, because the amount of times that they have saved my life when I've been late to work, and I do not need the added stress and costs of you lot putting something on. You watch. I'm telling you now. But no, it was
put the idea in their heads now.
I feel like I've never walked past so many narcissists in my life, essentially, because that's what they really were. Besides being delusional, of course, because the amount of them that were going on acting like as if, "Oh, the government wants to stop this and that." I'm like, I don't think necessarily the government wants to stop you talking about, and I'm fully, by the way, like, this government is not it, never has been, never will be at this point. I'm pure, like, the glass is half empty when it comes to the government. But the way that people assume or like think that the government is obsessed with them about COVID is unreal.
Well, COVID's over. You know, have you noticed? No,
it's not over. I
this is
don't
the
care. I
problem.
don't care what people say at all. I had an iPad kid. You know, like the typical iPad kid.
Yeah.
You know the ones with like the iPads coughing everywhere, mouth open.
Yeah.
I had one of them in the seat in front of me yesterday, and I always carry a mask anyway, just in case. And the good thing that I do, because this kid had his iPad out, eating quavers in the seat in front of me, and he did the loudest like tongue out, like cough.
Love it.
And his dad just looked at him like it was fine, coughed on the seat, and you could see like marks of where he spat.
Love it.
I put that face mask straight on. I says, I don't care if this is meant to be a dog muzzle or not. I would rather be covered up than be near one of them children again.
If you're listening to us and not watching on the YouTube, I would tune into the YouTube. You get Caden's looks to camera for effect.
I realized that ever since we've had the camera set up, I've turned it into The Office, essentially.
Yeah, you have.
Because you lot are just like ignoring the cameras. Now we'll just be like,
it's a radio show. Like, I will wave to YouTube, hi YouTube, because you're right there. I know you're there. Sorry, I know you're there. But you will just go, yeah, you know, right? You know.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
Yeah, you know. All of my friends who told me I could be on Celebrity Big Brother or something, I don't think that would happen because I would end up just doing this the entire time. Like, exactly. I couldn't be on it because I'm too like.
Just look to the camera for dramatic effects. Honestly.
If any of the film students are watching, I won't do this on any products that we work on together. So just please, I just want to remind you, I do act, and I will also star in any of your projects. Thank you. And I won't do this the entire time either, so don't worry. I don't think anyone needs to see that, to be fair.
No, nobody needs to see that. And we do have a camera up in the other corner, just watching on high other camera.
Yeah,
it's nice to
but it's
see
not
you
as
too.
fun to see on the monitor.
No,
From my perspective, it's much more fun just to be like, huh?
just straight look at the camera.
It's the
Just look
Joan
into
Collins
the
of
lens.
acting. You just got to look straight ahead and have some kind of emotion.
Just break the fourth wall. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Love it.
Have you got any crazy lockdown stuff? Oh no, just London stories in general. You must
so I being like 45 minutes train ride from King's Cross.
Do you travel there often?
I don't travel that often, but like we used to go down once or twice a year, usually for people's birthdays and whatever, like to just like we do. So like we got into a routine. Like when we were slightly younger, we'd do the museum, so do history museum, science museum.
Yeah.
Then as we got a little bit older, we would go to Madame Tussauds on.
Oh my god!
Like we do Madame Tussauds and like London Eye. We a couple of times we've done the Dungeon.
I have got some of the most embarrassing photos from one of my very first times I went to Madame Tussauds,
Oh dear.
and I will never forget. I've deleted the photo now. Bless. If my mother, if for some reason is listening, says, first of all, hi, hope you're enjoying Greece. I will go on to that in a second. But second of all, I had this one. Okay, so I think I've hinted at multiple times that my mum is basically an adult child at this point. Like, you'd be surprised she wasn't a teen mum or something. But, so there's a wax statue. In case you know, the wax, hello, hi. There's a wax statue, of course, of George Clooney.
Obviously.
Right,
Yeah,
and we
so
know
the
that
Star Wars
George,
bit.
and we know that George Clooney came up with the definition of a silver fox. Even if he actually didn't make up that term, he basically is who everyone thinks of. I don't want to say poor mother. I want to say poor George Clooney wax statue. My mum was like, take a photo of me and George Clooney, and she wanted one with everyone because she knows every single celebrity that's in it. I was like, okay, whatever, I'll take a picture. You know what I mean? Like, so I go there. And I'm literally going like, okay, I'm going to put a timer on, 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Right as flash comes on, she turns straight around, starts tonguing this thing. That is disgusting. This is pre-COVID, by the way. Just want to say. I haven't got the photo anymore because I had to get rid of that in my mind. And also, I was like, we could get kicked out for this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
This is before COVID was even like rumored to be a thing. You know what I mean? This is like years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, poor statue more than anything. I also wonder if she would have tasted wax.
Yeah, of course you would.
I don't think she cared, to be honest. That's
No,
the problem.
probably not.
Do you know what? You lot question my upbringing, and honestly, I'm starting to see why in the last few years.
There we go. No, so like so we'd go down to London and do whatever. Like, but obviously because I am me, I know my way around London
Yeah,
far
same.
too well. So when I was in sixth form, we would like there were a couple of trips down to London, and I would vaguely end up in charge of making sure everybody
Yeah.
got where we were going.
That is me, to be fair.
Oh, and being at London Bridge with 30 other sixth formers when all of the trains have been cancelled is great fun. I can recommend.
I will say as well, by the way, for context, that anti-COVID protest story was also, I went with 2 people who had never been to London.
Oh, so good first London experience then.
For them, yes, it was. Although I will say, because I also did this, like the amount of times I've been with my mum or other friends or whatever, if I've been on my own, whatever, I will say, if you know how people talk about what's your hidden talent, right? You know, like everyone has like that question when they first meet up, it's like an icebreaker. Like, what's your hidden talent? I can do X, Y, Z, whatever. Mine is, I am I think we should do an episode about this in general because I generally could go on about it for more
We're
than 2 hours.
running after episodes.
Yeah, I know. But my hidden talent is I am so good at remembering public transport routes, including London's tube map.
Oh yeah,
You know, overground, underground, you name it, I know it.
yeah.
I'm so good at doing it without a map. That's how I got me and my friends one time to Manham Tussauds. I just knew that.
Yeah, because once you're at Baker Street, like it's along the street.
But also just anywhere in general.
Yeah.
Like the amount of times I've been like, let's go to this place. I've never been in London, but let's go. And I just take one quick look at the map and I never look again. And it's spot on.
Yeah.
Times, location, the duration between each stop. I know it.
No, so one fun story from London is I have actually been in the Foreign Office.
Have you actually?
Yeah, so me and 2 or 3 other people went down from my sixth form, and because we were invited by one of the teachers, I think niece worked there in the civil service, so it was kind of we could go down and anybody interested in working for the civil service. I was like, it's an interesting thing. Why not? I'll have a trip to London for the day. Sure.
Yeah.
And so yes, I've been in the Foreign Office, and it's a really weird place. Like it's because this was 2019. So like pre-COVID, but like it was still oddly empty. Like you'd think a place like the Foreign Office
would be packed.
would be like people like moving about everywhere, like whatever. Like we might have been in the slightly less busy, slightly more public bit, but we didn't obviously go deep into the Foreign Office. But we've been so I've been in. I've seen there's like a little place, like there's a bit like slight kind of like a green a covered courtyard where they do big meetings and whatever. But yes, that was interesting. Looked through the gates to Downing Street, which was fun.
Lovely.
Because there's from Downing Street there's a path that goes all the way through to the Foreign Office and across to the, I think, what's that building? Oh, the Treasury.
The Treasury.
I've got a map in front of me for context. But yeah, so I've been to the Foreign Office. That was fun. And then, there's lots of odd places I've been in London. Like I've been out to Abbey Wood. Went out there to visit the Crossrail site actually when that was still being built. Been to the College of North West London, which is so this was actually a week, like 3 days. It was meant to be an MK, but the MK one had no people sign up except me. So I went down to so this was like some engineering futures thing. And so we did a day at a college, a day at a university, and a day at a place that does apprenticeships. So my 3 were the College of North West London, which is like Dollis Hill, out on the Metropolitan line. The University of Westminster, which is actually just around the corner from Broadcasting House.
Nice.
In central London, just off Tottenham Court Road. And Abbey Wood, which is obviously out. It's quite a long way out, is Abbey Wood, because obviously it's like past City Airport. And
that is far, to be fair. They've got a whole route just going down to Heanor and all of that.
Yeah, so like
Heathrow, whatever.
No, wrong way, Caden. Wrong way.
I know.
Let me shove it on the.
Listen,
screen
I don't know. Actually, do you know what? That's
There
the
we
thing. I've
go.
never actually been to any of the airports in London, which is so strange.
Have you not?
I don't
done
think
any
I
of them?
have, which is so strange because I used to go on holiday like at least twice a year, like all the time. Now it's like once a year, but still, you know what I mean?
No, because I think I've done all of the London airports except Gatwick and Southend, but Southend doesn't really count.
I think I've been Gatwick. Hang on. No, I think I've been Gatwick.
There we go.
I think so. I'm going to have to retrace it. Like I said, don't do like 2 holidays a year. It's a lot. For me anyway, because I don't like packing. I don't. I hate it.
Love it.
It's the worst thing. Although actually, Have you seen like that one TikToker that does like the London stereotypes?
TikTok.
But so there's a content creator on TikTok who does like the stereotypes of like.
Would you call it content? I'm not sure I'd call it content.
I mean, he's generally funny. He's definitely not one of these influencers, quote unquote. You know, but he's generally really funny and like. I always wonder if anyone's listening from London, is it true about like stereotypes between North, East, South, and West London? Because I'll just give like the quickest summary.
I think it probably is.
I'll give like the quickest summary. So like he like portrays all four of it. It'll be like some kind of scenario, like different types of London when you bump into them, whatever. For example, right? And like North London, that's very posh in how he speaks. This is how he does it. This is how he does it.
Okay.
Don't quote me. But
don't quote you while you're quoting someone else.
Exactly, secondary source. But so like he does like all of them being like very posh and all. Like East is like they're shooting guns. South is like they're just like basically the typical roadman that you get literally anywhere.
Yeah.
And then the West, the West London, he leaves it at the end of his videos, but it's for a good reason because they act like. Have you seen that one Family Guy episode, Road to the Multiverse, where they go to the Disney?
Family Guy either.
You're joking. No. Oh, you're joking.
No.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I haven't seen like Family Guy. I've seen snippets of Friends because for some reason my sisters will watch it on random episodes on Netflix.
But you've not seen snippets of at least Family Guy?
No, not really.
Oh, you are. Let me tell you something. Seth MacFarlane, if you're for some reason listening,
they're not.
Give me a chance in voice acting. He's so good.
I still want to do a phantom radio drama. So for those who don't know, this was the initial idea that I pitched to Caden and Jess back in the flat. That we should do a radio drama.
Do you know who you could
record it and like actually do it? It would be great.
I would definitely do it because there's always some film students down at Markeaton Road who are always asking for people to participate.
So it's not Markeaton Road, it's Markeaton Street. It shows you how much you know about the different sites.
I'm sorry, I'm always in the theatre. I'm literally Foreman Street. And Foreman Street is actually right. You won't know that is.
No, I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, I mean it is literally right. So like, I have to find it somewhere, but there is this photo that I took because it's basically like it's like putting two mini houses together. It's so strange, right? Well, one of them looks like it could have been the mini warehouse.
That one?
It's near like that big roundabout on the way to Aldi and Lidl and all of that lot, right? And the Bosnia Center place, the Bosnian
Herzegovina, yeah. I know. Yeah. I've found it on Google Maps, everybody.
But there's this one that I was saying. There's this photo that I took of like the stairs going up to another a set of doors, but then also these stairs are also blocking another door, so you can't actually get through that door properly without like. Basically,
found it,
being a contortionist.
Found it on Google Maps.
Look at that, fantastic! I'm surprised that one of my course mates' car is not there because he always parks it up. Yeah, I'm cooped in there almost all day.
I'll show YouTube. just
if they want to come stalk me sometime.
This random street, just this random building in Derby, standard.
Well, if they ever walk past during the mornings, all they might hear is us like going, ho 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 ho.
It's weird how much stuff the university owns, though. Right?
It is weird because none of us knew it existed, and also it's part of Derby Theatre as well. Like, how are you lot keeping this still?
Yeah, I know. Like,
so strange.
I have heard that the university owns most of the land between here and Buxton. Definitely.
That is crazy.
Like,
I believe it.
I absolutely believe it.
But that is crazy to me.
It's like either side of the Derwent up to Buxton, like. Weird, really
well, this university is so strange as well because it's one of the few that I know where like not all of like the halls are in like near the university.
Yeah, it's weird, like because there's only obviously one hall up by Ked Road and it's Flamstead, which is like just
postgraduates.
I think Officially, I think it's mature. So
What does that necessarily mean?
yeah.
Like third year or?
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Like, does that mean third year or?
I think it's postgrads from what I've seen.
I
Because
think
like,
it is.
have you ever
but-
been in one of their the flats?
No, I haven't.
So I went in one time as well, and Tom was actually in this one as well. They had 3 bedrooms. They've had a fireplace in their living room, and they've had 3 en suites. But their 3 en suites were actually big bathrooms, and it all came with bathtubs and showers.
Shocking.
Like you could imagine it being like a real apartment essentially. Oh, and they have like mini balconies, but not like anything like extravagant. You can't sit in it or anything. Just like
It
you
says
know what I mean.
specifically allocated for postgraduate and mature students.
But what does mature students mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I know a bunch of third years who are not mature at all. Do they count?
So yeah, this is the thing. Like, is anyone who's not a first year a mature student? I don't know.
It's so strange because I still feel like this is my first year, even though I'm second year as well. So,
Yeah, did first year really happen? Nobody remembers anything, so probably
did
not.
anyone even meet in person? Not a
No.
clue at all.
Actually, no, we did some practical stuff at the end of the year, but it was like, ugh.
We did like 1 or 2 practical stuff, but we didn't even get to know each other beforehand because the
Love
whole
it.
thing with theatre is like the first year is spent on getting to know each other. So that way, your second and third year, when you work non-stop with each other,
Yeah.
it's like it kind of just like you know each other by now, but we're still getting to know each other to this day.
Whereas my course seemed to jump from nobody knows each other to basically all of us flirting with each other, and there are basically
Oh,
so if there are 12 of us. There are 11 guys and 1 girl, and all of the guys basically just.
I love that for
but
her.
no, as far as I'm aware, nobody is out as gay. Like, I'm like, nobody is out
I just-
that I'm
alright.
aware of.
I'm only laughing just because I just saw it go like gay.
Okay, then.
I know, it's just so funny just
I-
the way you said it. I'm sorry.
I stumbled at the wrong point in my sentence, didn't I?
He was like choking up about it. He was like, "There are what?"
no, like it's just really funny, basically.
I get that though, because I caught right. So here's the thing: we started out as 18, then we moved down to 16 because 2 of them dropped out first year.
Love it.
Yep. Then one of them basically disappeared from the earth, the map,
Yeah.
and then 2 of the rest of them. So I guess that would make 15 with those 3 first ones, but 2 out of the 15 are joint honours. So it's really normally 13.
Yeah.
And in ours, I think half of our course is in the LGBT community.
I
But
would,
no one-
at an estimate, I'd guess that for your course, like knowing roughly.
The
how-
stereotypes of theatre.
No, not even the
Oh.
stereotypes. Like having like seen you lot about.
Yeah, that's true, to be fair. Well,
No. Watching your devising, I would
Oh,
have guessed
yeah.
that.
yeah, to be fair, it's very, like, we're very out there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Whereas I'm pretty sure most of my course are straight, but the banter is good fun.
It is good fun, to be fair. It's like, because I mean, half of them are LGBT, and then my entire course, there's 4 guys in total, 1 non-binary person who is a biological female, and the rest of them are all women, including the ones that dropped out and the one that basically has disappeared.
Yeah, it's weird on my course only having 1 girl.
Yeah.
And I think it's weird for them.
Would you
as
want to
well.
make me and Tom make up 2 out of the 4 of the lads in that course?
Yeah.
And then, like I said, one's non-binary, and then the rest of them are all women.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I'm kind of surprised there's not more though, because like, not to sound like, oh god, this sounds awful, but not to sound like that, but like, there's a lot of like them who are LGBT and all of that, like in the year below us. There's a lot of them. In ours, it's like, yeah, there's about half, but also a lot of them are very more straight than gay or anything.
Yeah, it's
So even though
yeah.
it counts, obviously, it's like, it's not the most stereotypical theatre course I've seen.
Yeah.
Because the ones I've seen, like especially my college, they all had like multicolored hair. They've all at least had some kind of, intercourse with each other. We're on
I
radio.
can't
I've got to
believe
be
I
professional.
can't believe you just did that.
It's a Miranda reference if anyone gets that at all.
No, I don't get that. So
It's really funny. It's the best comedy show of all time.
if you say so.
Fair enough. Anyway, BBC iPlayer. But no, basically, no, because like, a lot of them, like in our course, because you mentioned flirting, there's been like one or two of them who have shown interest, but it's never gone further than cuddling.
Yeah, none of us are cuddling.
Yeah. No. As far as I'm aware, no one's like kissed each other unless they're drunk, and no one's definitely like been with each other like all the way. Essentially, like no one's thinking at all. Like
How did we get here? I can't remember how we got
I don't
here.
remember.
How did we get here?
I don't know. We were talking about London, and then what did you?
No, I don't know how we got here,
I
Caden.
don't.
It is past 8 o'clock, so shall we go to some more music?
Absolutely. Let's hit it.
So coming up, we've got our fun video games remix that we've
Yes.
dragged out again. We've got Camila Cabello with Havana, but first, here's Cheap Thrills by Sia featuring Sean Paul on the... I was about to do it again. I was about to say on the SLET Radio Show. But no, this is TK Total Knockout on Phantom Radio. Welcome back to the show. Hi there, Caden.
Amazing. I'm back. Don't you worry.
Yes, he is.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what I was thinking over the break, to be fair, when we were talking about London?
Yes.
All I kept thinking about is how much I hate the Central Line. That is it.
It's not a great one.
It's too hot in there and it's too noisy.
So yes, the Central Line is, I think, on record the hottest of the tube lines.
It's gotta be anti, especially during the bank holidays.
Bank holidays don't have anything to do with temperature, you know.
Yeah, but like the summer ones, obviously.
Yeah. Well, that's because there's most people on it at that point. But
I don't think I've ever seen a non-sunny bank holiday.
Because we had one on Monday, I didn't see very much because I was at work.
It was quite a good temperature. It was decent.
Yeah, it was actually, because I was in work from like 11:30.
That's like me with nights, to be honest. Like, I go in and it's bright outside, I come out and it's pitch black.
It's awful. It wasn't quite that bad. Like, it was at least, like, because I finished at 5:30, I was still able to get the last bus, but like, ugh.
What, 5:30 p.m?
Yeah, I finished at 5:30.
That's the latest bus.
The latest bus was from the Meteor Centre into Derby was at 5:45, because it's bank holiday.
Oh yeah. See, mine's bad as well, because my last bus where I work is 20 minutes past midnight. And what's lucky about me is that I get to finish directly at midnight.
Love it.
Because I'm not allowed to wear my work uniform in or outside of work.
You know?
No, so I have to change. But I have to go to work with my uniform in my bag. I have to change into my uniform, obviously work in my uniform.
Yeah.
And then I get to finish directly at midnight because they need to give me enough time to remove my uniform, get changed into my clothes I came in with, and leave.
And like, yeah, fair enough.
It's fantastic. But the bank holiday. Do you want a good story about that bank holiday? Speaking of which,
Go on.
so I work the bank holiday as well, but not until like the evening. And,
Okay.
Oh my god, no! I thought something stuck in my tooth. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I worked that bank holiday and I finished at midnight. No, I finished at 11. Actually, this one's different. I actually finished at 11.
Can you speak into the microphone, please?
Am I not?
You drifted.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Luckily, I was barely starting, but I finished at 11 for once instead of midnight, which was lovely. It was quite
Nice.
I was thinking it was lovely, but then I checked, and the bus wasn't coming until 12:30.
I know, it's like, because
Where
it's
I
a
work.
Sunday service.
I know. So I thought, there's no way I can wait an hour and a half for the next bus. What do I do? How do I get back quicker? I could take the Indigo straight to QMC. I thought that'd be lovely because the Red Arrow stops there
Yeah.
and the Indigo stops there. One of them's got to come eventually.
Yeah.
I also wanted to say beforehand, like, don't do what I did, by the way, because I could have been in serious danger. No joke.
Did you not check that the Red Arrow was still running?
It said it was running, so that's the funny part.
Okay.
So I get to QMC by like 11:20, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, it's all good. It says the Red Arrow comes in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And the other one comes in like 21 minutes. Like, it was literally like back to back.
I love it.
And it kept doing that. So I was like, that's great. So at least if one of them doesn't turn up, another one might turn up.
Yep.
Kept doing that for a good hour.
Nice.
And you got to about like 12:30. It was ridiculous how long I was waiting, by the way. And I was like, right, this is silly. And eventually, so there was this person who when I got on the Indigo to QMC, he was already on the bus. But then
Yeah.
he got off at QMC. And that's when I kind of realised at first that he was like, oh, he's probably doing what I'm doing as well.
Yeah.
Like, he's probably taking it to QMC to go back to Derby with. And never met this person. He's a student here, actually, University of Derby. So, Doug, if you listen, hello, thank you so much. But, so I was at this bus stop, right? And all of a sudden, he randomly comes up to me and he's like, excuse me. I was like, I haven't got any change. Are you? And he was like, no, are you going to Derby? And it says, well, I'm supposed to be, but as you can see, nothing's turning up at all.
Love it.
And he was like, well, I know you don't know me, but I've got a taxi that arrives in 1 minute. Do you want to come?
Love it.
So I was like, do you know what? Fantastic. Don't get in random cars with strangers, by the way.
Don't do this.
Don't-
This was very silly of Caden. Don't do this.
Yeah, don't do it. No parent advisor. Thank God my mum doesn't know, because you imagine.
If only she was listening to the show.
If only she wasn't in Greece. So we'll go on to that in a minute. But So yeah, I got in this taxi, and it was actually a really nice guy. To be fair, do you know what I
that's
mean?
all right
It was actually really nice. Him and the taxi driver kept talking as well about like the taxi driver's job, and I kept forgetting that I was in a taxi with a stranger. And also, here's the thing: so he said he was going to Derby.
Yeah.
But he never once told me where in Derby he was going.
Love it.
Until like last minute. So I remember like last minute panicking, thinking, well, he says he's going to Derby, but what happens if he goes somewhere like Ashbourne?
That's not Derby then.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, what about if he
Yeah,
goes like
yeah,
that far
yeah,
out?
yeah,
Because he could mean like Littleover. What about if he goes like Royal Derby Hospital way? That's nowhere near where I am. That I'm just going to be in more trouble, aren't I?
Yeah.
This is bad. But luckily, I mean, I'm not going to say where he lives, but he lives in student accommodation.
Oh, so that's all right then.
So I was there like, oh, Sam. But here's the thing. To be fair, a bad thing. So, Doug, if you listen, I don't live at the Croft. I'm so sorry I told you I live at the Croft, by the way, because he dropped me off near the Croft as
all right.
well. Anyway, I end up getting
Yeah,
back.
don't give someone your real address. It's not like we've done that accidentally on the show before. Definitely didn't do that on
Definitely,
the first
no,
show.
don't do that. In flat, no, I'm joking. But anyway, so
Well, we can say it now. We don't live there anymore.
oh yeah, no, you know the one for Cathedral Court. Oh yeah, flat 5F. I was in room 6. Josh was in room 5. We was
Yeah.
next door to each other. There you go.
Yeah.
So there you
Yeah.
go.
Good luck. Good luck finding us there. Good luck getting in the building.
Yeah, good luck finding all of my tears still on those walls. I bet they've not even dried up still.
No.
But so yeah, gone. Like I said, did that, and then I was like, "Well, do you want me to transfer you half of the taxi fare?" Because I thought I'm a nice person. He's done me a massive favour.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired and then exhausted, and also I was just like, he didn't have to do any of this. Actually,
Yeah.
this was really nice of him to do. After half, he told me, "No, it's all right. Don't worry. I was heading this way anyway," which was really nice. But instead, it turns out he goes out a lot in Nottingham, like on nights out lots in
Okay.
Nottingham. I do too. So
Really?
So I know, right?
It's as if you live there.
I know, crazy.
Whoa.
Can't take me anywhere besides nuts, apparently. So yeah, basically, if Doug is listening to this, I owe him a drink if I see him in nuts.
Love it. I feel as though we should drag it back vaguely to places.
Yeah, we should indeed. So like, as I was saying about like London, like the Central Line is the worst one. I don't want to hit otherwise. Also, I don't use the Circle.
Do you know?
Nope.
The Circle Line is all right. Because so when I did my week doing various things about London, I like so the college was out the Met Line, so I just like so obviously that's because I came into St Pancras, was it? Yeah. Yes, it would have been St Pancras. No, because I'm coming from Sandy, which used to terminate in King's Cross, but now they run through to Horsham. But yes, that was across on. So I actually waited for a Metropolitan train because why would you get a Circle and change at Baker Street? But yeah, and then it's like the Circle. So so when we went to the Foreign Office,
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Changing stories.
here we went back to the Foreign Office. Our teacher was like, because this was like start of year 12, so like whatever.
Yeah.
So we got off at St Pancras because we'd come down from Bedford.
Yeah.
And like straight on the Circle Line, we went all the way around through Aldgate and like back across to Westminster. And I was like afterwards, we could have just gone to Blackfriars.
You could have. You could have.
And that's the way we went back. We walked along the South Bank and back up straight from Blackfriars.
I love that.
I do love Thameslink. Thameslink, the seats are really uncomfortable nowadays, but you know, they're nice. It's all right. And the trains, well, when I get on a train, it's usually empty.
I have never felt so weirdly pressured being on an Uber boat.
Oh, on the riverboat.
Yeah, the one near the eye as well.
Yeah,
funny
yeah,
enough.
yeah.
So I went on it. I've been on it a few times, but like the first time I went on it, I think this is how you could tell that we were tourists, I guess, at the time.
Oh yeah, because you get in a riverboat.
Yeah, but like no. But what it was is that like everyone there, first of all, clearly lives in London, and just like, oh, it's not anything too big. Like, yeah, there's an Uber boat, and what?
Yeah, so there's like different types of boats in London. There's like the Uber ones, which are like every however often, like basically
I think
a
they're half
bus.
an hour.
Like something like a bus service, like it's literally up and down, like. But then there's also the touristy ones which run.
Oh no, this was the normal one.
Yeah.
We caught the normal one because we were trying to blend in pretty much.
How were you? How did that go?
Oh, so let me tell you about it. So we end up getting on. First of all, we're all looking lost because it is big. This boat is big. And also, it was hot outside. So we wanted at least a window seat, if not an outside one. All the outside ones taken, whatever, get a window seat. We eventually got one. And for some reason, me and my friends, completely different people, all three of us, like especially what we do at uni as well.
Yeah.
All three of us simultaneously started doing these over-the-top posh accents to try and blend in while drinking the wine. Because there was also had the bar on there, and me and my friends were like, if we're going to drink anything, it's got to be wine. So we're all just kind of sat there, just being like, very like, oh, did you hear about the Margaret? Oh, I cannot believe the scones at this time. Like, it was.
I cannot believe that.
It was.
Actually, no, I can 100% believe that. I'm just disappointed.
Well, eventually we was getting off the Uber boat and we almost got bullied off by a bunch of little kids.
Yeah, I'm not surprised when you're doing posh accents.
Yeah, I know it was pretty bad. We did deserve that, to be fair. But
yeah, you did.
But also, like I said, a few wines later, because also we were doing it like bottomless brunch style. We was like, right, we're going to get as drunk as quick as possible, as cheap as possible, and as fast as possible. So we're just there like down. So like probably like 8 glasses of wine later. And these were actually decent sized wine glasses. 8 glasses later, I'm just like slurring my words trying to get off the boat.
You idiot. I feel as though we should go to places outside at least England.
Yes.
So, Caden, have you been anywhere outside England?
Too many. I think I've been to more countries than I've been to cities in England.
Okay. I like this game. Where have you been, Caden?
Oh God, should we list every single one?
We'll go countries.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. So we'll do like countries. So I have been Spain,
nice,
America, Jamaica.
Congrats on making it back.
I know. America, Jamaica, South Africa, Bora Bora, Australia.
Bora Bora is not a country.
It's an island at least. Bora Bora.
Quick Google.
Around the specific area.
Quick Google. What country are you part of?
I reckon it's part of a...
It's in French Polynesia.
So I went to French Polynesia. So actually, there you go. New country. Australia, New Zealand, Japan, France, Portugal. I feel like I'm missing somewhere. The Netherlands, Holland, whatever it is now. I always get...
No,
it's Netherlands
it's
now.
No, it's always been the Netherlands.
No, it used to be Holland at one point.
No.
What?
No, it has never been Holland. Holland is the name. So there is a North Holland and a South Holland.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
There are different. They are states within the Netherlands.
Okay, well I think I've been specifically in Holland, in the Netherlands. So there you are.
So yes. So again, Holland, not a country.
And then Austria.
Okay, so that's a decent range, I suppose. I have been to two. Well, if you include the United Kingdom, I've been to 3 countries. I've been to Ireland, obviously, and France.
Nice.
I was probably within 100 meters of entering Switzerland, but didn't actually manage it.
Switzerland is one of the most, if not the most neutral country.
Yep, quite neutral. Yeah, because the reason I was at like 100 meters from entering is probably about that. Actually, entering Switzerland was I was on the way to skiing in the French Alps, and we were stopping over in a town just on the French side of the border near Geneva.
Do you know what I want to do one day? I want to go... Have you ever seen on like Google or something, like the weird like borders in between where you can literally step over a pavement and you're in a completely different country?
Like Bal-Nassau and Bal-Hertog?
Yes.
On the... What's that? That's the Belgian-Dutch border?
I believe so, because it's literally like one side.
Yeah, I found it.
Is it the photos like a table set with an umbrella?
Yeah, it's something like that. Where's OBS gone? And I'll show YouTube.
I would love to do something like that. I think that could be really...
Yeah, it's a good border, this one. Like, because... So, for just zooming out slightly. So, obviously, you've got Antwerp, which is obviously in... Belgium, and where's that? So it's not really near anything on the Dutch side, but like towards Rotterdam vaguely. But like once you've gone over the border into the Netherlands, you then just get this really odd border where there's loads of I was about to say cleavages, and they're not called cleavages.
It's not that type of show, Josh.
What's the name of them? I can't remember.
What? The name of what?
The little bits that are inside other countries. I can't remember.
Oh, constitutions?
No.
Don't
talk to me about constitutions. I've been fixing stuff this week. I can't remember.
I know what you're on about, though. I know what you're on about.
Yeah. But yes, that's... So there's basically a patchwork of different bits of Belgium and the Netherlands. I'm going to find what this word is.
Oh, have you found it?
No, this is exclaves. There we go.
Ooh.
It's not even vaguely close to cleavage, is it? I don't know where that came from.
Dirty minds.
Shocking. But yes, I've done. I would like. So I did French A level, which came from probably being to France too much. I would quite like to do Belgium at some point. And I want to do Belgium and the Netherlands. Like I want to do the Low Countries basically.
I'd definitely like to go back to like Amsterdam now that I'm older, because I went when I was under.
Oh, I see.
I never had that kind of experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would also like to. I don't know, because like.
Sorry, YouTube.
So
I'll give us back.
One of my actual ones I feel like I didn't mention was the Cape Verde Islands, which is on the west part of Africa, I believe. I can't remember what country is like not too far from it, but it's from mainland Africa.
Yes, it's off the
It's near the Canary Islands.
I've got the map. Here we go. There you go.
South of Canary Islands. I know that.
Yes, you've got west.
I would love to go back there, because when I went, they said that these islands were in development and that in the next 5 years it would boom, because tourism was starting to boom when I went. I went during like when it was about it being its golden era. So now that it's been more than 5 years, I would love to go back and see where it was, because apparently my grandma had a home there and I've never visited, and she's dead now, but I would love to just go and see what it's like now, because it was really nice. The only thing was that obviously, I mean, not obviously, but like basically they used seawater for a lot of things.
Yeah. Like you're in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like, but apparently there was like getting something to make it so it was just like regular filtered water.
Oh, well, yes, that's just distilling it.
But I mean, but at the time they didn't have that. So they had to.
Were you just boiling it or something, or were you?
No, it was like showering and all of that lot. It was like.
Well, you can shower in salt water if you really want to.
Yeah, you can do, but I think it's not as recommended as like filtered water. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So like, I would love to go back now that apparently that's all like developed and all of that. Because I remember there's one guy. Oh, bless him. One of our little tour guides who was also, funnily enough, South African. He had mentioned that he had never seen snow, and he started to cry on this tour thing, because basically we took those not motorbikes, what are those like quads bikes. We took some of them to the desert, right, that was there, like this huge desert.
It doesn't look like there's enough space on these islands for a desert, to be honest with you.
Well, desert I'm just gonna call it, because it was pretty much like there was like nothing there.
It's difficult to get scale, I suppose.
There was like nothing there pretty much, but point is that he was right down there towards the bottom after these quad bikes, and he started crying. It was really awkward.
Love it.
You know, I would love to go back there. I would definitely. So I'll tell you about my news. Oh God, no, I can say it. He won't know. So, New Zealand, right? I went. That was my last holiday before the lockdown. Because I went. This is a cheeky little one. I met someone at work at my old job when I was in Nottingham a few years ago before I came up to Derby. And when I had started work and I was a trainee and all of that lot, he had just moved, and he had already worked where I'm working at, but in New Zealand. He was a Kiwi, you know, all of that. He was from Wellington, I know. But point is like you know, we got really close and all of that lot, and like things started to get a bit weird between us two. And eventually one day he was like, I want to take you back to my country so you can try all the cuisine, because all I used to go on about was food,
Love it.
you know. So I was like, oh, let's go. And we had like some weird, I'm just going to say very strange chemistry for a work environment. Okay. And we eventually end up going.
Love it.
I would say probably most delicious holiday, but not what I was expecting at all, because I was like proper thinking this is gonna be like a Wattpad like fan fiction book. It's gonna turn strange. None of that happened, luckily.
Good.
But as soon as we came back from New Zealand, pretty much lockdown was announced.
So I've been using OpenStreetMap to zoom around the world. I'll show YouTube that obviously this is New Zealand.
I would love to go back there though.
The reason I like using OpenStreetMap is it shows me the native names of places around the world.
Yeah.
And I should have realised that of course New Zealand has a native name. I was just like, of course it does. But I can't say it, so I'm going to get Google to say it.
Aotearoa.
Aotearoa.
That sounds like a part of the lung
Aotearoa.
or the heart.
Aotearoa, I think.
I'm thinking of an aorta, that's why.
Yes, you are. That's an
Mhm.
aorta. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yes, that's the native name for New Zealand, which I didn't know, and now I will forget.
Nice. I tell you one place I tell you what, there's probably some places I legally won't be able to go back to. Just
What?
because LGBT stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like Jamaica, for example. Because I went when I was like really young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like really young.
Yeah.
And now it's like if I go there, who knows? I've heard stories. There's no way I had to go back. So, I mean, I'm not welcome there anyway, but it's all right. But I would love. Oh, I'm trying to think. I definitely like to go see. Because when I went to America, I went to like I believe I went to Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
See, I thought it was like that, but I didn't want to say like Costa Rica because I didn't want to sound like that person. But
Costa. I call it Costa Rica. That's not in. Well.
I just assumed that
It
everyone
is
else
in
pronounced it.
Central America. It's not. I thought you'd been to the United States.
Oh no, actually, hang on then. So is that a completely different place?
Costa Rica is somewhere else. Yes.
Nice. So I actually haven't been to America, so I'd actually love to go to America.
So this is where Costa Rica is, by the way.
Yeah, it's near like Jamaica and like
So you've got Panama here.
Isn't there Cuba, isn't it?
Cuba is that island.
Cuba and Jamaica are
Sorry,
near
you
each
can't
other.
see my mouse.
Yeah, I was about to say
Apologies.
we should probably describe it at least, but
So we're looking at a map of the Americas, because there are two of them, but whatever. So yes,
I would love to go to America, but I would not go to LA.
I love that's a very specific.
I mean, I
place
wouldn't
you
go Florida
go to.
either because I think I've been very apparent to the fact that I think Florida should be blown off the map. But
That's extreme, but whatever.
I would go to New York. Have you seen? You go on Google, type in Florida news, and then type in your birthday. Something wild always comes up. I want to see what mine is again. I think mine's something got to do with a crocodile in the Bible.
Why are we doing this? Right, here we go.
It's fun, that's why. Let me do it. So, for context, my birthday is September 29th, one of the best days.
Well, we're basically going to have the same thing here because I'm like
No.
3 days before you.
No, there's one for each single day. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Oh, here we go. So the top one that's came up for September 29th is Florida man in his underwear hits deputy in face with Bible, screams, "I condemn you," poops himself.
Love it.
What's yours against 26th?
26th of
Yeah.
September for me.
Nice. And then what happened? Florida man arrested, caught on video
That's
using
it.
samurai sword to fight. Oh, wait, hang on. Let me go into it. It's a bit of a... Used... So, okay, so let me start again. So, Florida man arrested, caught on video using samurai sword to fight over wheelbarrow.
Love it.
And apparently he assaulted a jogger as they fought over a wheelbarrow. The victim said he was found in a pile of trash. There you go.
Gotta love Florida. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
But yes,
God bless America.
I want to talk France.
France. Oh, okay. I've got
So yes, did A-level French, so I know an unnecessary amount about like an unnecessary amount, but like not a deep amount of French culture.
Same.
So yes, my grandparents live in Pays de Loire, which is on the west coast of France. They live just south of Angers. And so we, as growing up, that like we do usually 2 weeks in Ireland visiting my mum's side of the family who live in Northern Ireland, and my dad's side of the family who were living in Spalding but moved to just south of Angers in France. And so we would do that trip. So because there are 6 of us in my family.
6? What, in like the household? Like just
Yeah.
Wow.
So me, I am the eldest of 4, and I have 3 younger sisters.
Wow.
So yeah, that's fun. But yes, we would drive down, and I can tell you, France is big.
France is huge, like, 'cause
So it's basically it's the same but it's also really spread out. So France, it's as roughly, it's the same population of the UK, or is it England? It's one of the two, spread over about 6 times the area. So like it's massive, which is why you have these autoroutes that just go on forever. But yes,
yeah, I've just seen like one of the motorways is literally straight up and down almost half the country.
yes, the roads are good most of the time.
France is built a lot better than England anyway in terms of like.
Well, England is a lot more dense, so
That's true, but I mean in terms of like road layout and in terms of transport layout, it's a lot better. I'm just trying to right. So the reason I'm on my phone is because I'm trying to see where I saved it ages ago. Because basically, my so this is crazy. It's same old grandma who's dead. Sorry, Janet, love. Right. This is like like that one parent, that grandparent that you like never see,
yeah.
but you know that she's got like money. Anyway, point is, I was trying to find what city I had saved because I thought I'd saved because she had a castle in the south of France.
Oh, just as you do,
Just casually.
just casually, probably in Occitan.
Yeah, but then she let me down because she kept telling me when I was getting older before she passed away, she was like, "Oh well, when I die, you can have this castle and you can try and like rent out with your friends or something." I says, "What am I going to do with a castle when you die?"
Did you not
No.
inherit a castle?
I've not heard anything about this castle since. As far as I'm aware, it's probably gone.
Shocking.
But yeah.
Or she might have just been making it up. She might have been.
No, I've seen like actual like footage and all of that lot, and I've seen, you know what I mean, like I've seen that she
Yeah.
owns it and all of that lot, so I know she's not
Okay.
lying about
Okay.
it. I just don't know whether it still exists or not ever since she passed. Because for some reason I don't want to cuss a dead person. I really don't. Janet, if for some reason your
But
spirit is
you're
listening,
about
I got something to
to.
say. No, all I was going to say was, no, I'm not.
There we go.
No.
So,
I've got it.
I'll
I've got my
carry
message.
On. Okay.
I've got my message. I just want to say to Janet, you may be a main character, but you don't have to die like you're a main character. That's all I'm going to say.
Love it. So, did you say you've been to France?
Yeah, so I've been down, well, again, most basic place in the world, Paris.
Paris is an interesting city.
It is. It's also a lot more dangerous than people don't make it out to be.
So it's Paris is odd. It's like it's got however many arrondissements, which is basically like London boroughs.
Isn't it bad for sex trafficking as well?
I don't know.
I think it is for tourists at least. I know it can be quite dangerous for tourists.
So I've been to Paris a couple of times. I did Disney, which was an odd trip. Yes,
I've never actually been Disneyland at all.
So we went when we were like early teens. I think I was. Obviously, my sisters were younger. So we went and did the whole We actually so Disney Paris has a Eurostar station.
Ooh,
basically outside it, which is.
I want to go on that as well. I think that's going to be my
Have
new.
you not been on a Eurostar?
No.
It is. So you haven't been in? Have you been in the Channel Tunnel at all?
Mm-mm.
It's surreal leaving Folkestone and half an hour later turning up just in France.
Well, that's another one of those things that me and my friends, because like honestly, so me and my friends have been talking about like this entire summer, And we've just basically said we've all saved up lots of money and that we're just going to do a bunch of traveling plans. I'm talking like quite a bit because like, I tell you what, here's another random thing. Not necessarily related to France, but you know how I said earlier, I've not been to that many cities in England, but
Yeah.
I've been to a lot more countries. Well, one of the cities I've not been to is Manchester.
You've not done Manchester yet.
Never been Manchester.
I can't say like I haven't either. There's only actually a couple of cities I've properly been to. Like
I think I can name all of them, all the cities I've been to on literally one hand. Obviously Nottingham and Derby and London,
yeah,
Portsmouth, Birmingham, Sheffield, Leicester. So that's 7 actually.
yeah, no. So like I've done Norwich and Ipswich vaguely. I've been about Cambridge town centre, Peterborough a little bit.
I've been past a lot of places, I will say that, but never like
This is
actually.
the thing. I'm always going somewhere else. Like
Yeah.
because we have family. Like I could probably get my way around Belfast quite well, which is obviously capital of Northern Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's actually so like there are I'd say only a couple of places that I could probably I could probably get myself home from anywhere given 5 minutes on the internet.
Yeah.
And because obviously, so when we go to Northern Ireland, we go from Birkenhead, which is across the Mersey from Liverpool, and like you see the riverfront from the from where you park before driving onto the ferry, and like I want to do Liverpool.
Same.
But yeah, like I've only the only city I've been to as a tourist is York, Norwich, and Ipswich, which is like odd to say.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, yeah, because like you go, so because my sisters do athletics, like I've been to very like various different athletics tracks about the place. Like I've done Colchester and Cambridge and Luton and Peterborough. I've been to before they knocked it down and rebuilt it, I've been to, where is it? It's the Alexander Stadium
Nice.
in Birmingham. I've also been to Grangemouth, which is a interesting place.
I think I've definitely been past or like maybe been in a few towns, but in terms of actual cities,
Yeah, it's
very
weird.
limited.
Like you don't like UK, like you don't go on city breaks to cities. Like so for when over the summer some of my cousins came over from Belfast, and like we actually went for like a couple of days to Norwich and Ipswich, and like did like whatever and had a look round. Like we went from Norwich, we went on to the beach,
or in Skegness, I guess. Yeah, Skegness as well.
but like yeah, it's weird, you don't really do the touristy stuff as much. You like go places to do a specific thing.
Yeah, because like for me when I was younger, it was like London was like the big one.
Yeah.
London was like the big one where either someone's got an opportunity, so like when I was a dancer, like you go down there to like perform, or if you just wanted to visit, you was like when you like really wanted to treat yourself, you go to London.
Yeah.
And then like for us being in Nottingham, Derby was like if you got bored of Nottingham City Centre, come Derby City Centre, so it's up the road essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
And then same with I only actually visited Leicester technically last year, but this academic year.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you why. Because I've been there now twice. I went there not too long ago for some theatre event that was going off at their theatre.
Yeah.
But I also went there because I was basically like, I'm bored, and I bought a random train ticket to Leicester, went around Leicester for a bit, grabbed a Taco Bell, went
Love
home.
So last year, I want to do this again. Last year, I spent a day going round Derbyshire on the train. So I just got a Wayfarer, which is like 16, or it was 16 quid. It's probably like 500 quid now. But like I did a day out in Derbyshire by train and by bus. So I did Derby down to Burton, up to Uttoxeter, where a friend of the show Jess lives, back
Bless.
to Derby, up to Matlock, got the bus over the peaks to Buxton, went like all the way as far as New Mills, which is apparently just about in Derbyshire, and then back across to Sheffield. I even managed to get down to, I think, Ilkeston is as far as I got before getting the bus back
But
to
that's
Long
like
Eaton.
that's like border Nottingham as well.
Yeah, you're on the border there, which is like, so when
It's like Long Eaton. It's like right on the border of
Yeah.
like when I used to work in Long Eaton, my bus stop technically got off in Derbyshire, but I walked across the street and
Yeah.
it said I was in Nottinghamshire.
Yeah.
Like the postcode.
No, so like when I was coming back, like, so the end of the day, I'd come back to Derby and then was like, I could do this little bit because I was ticking off whatever just for the fun of it, and like so I was like, oh, I'll go back up to Sheffield and then back down to Ilkeston, and so I walked from Ilkeston station into the town centre to get the bus down to Long Eaton, and the bus driver there was like, are you sure I can accept this? And I was like, yeah, you can. You're on the map. It's fine. Just chill.
Yeah.
Because like that's the like that like so back home, like there's in Bedfordshire, there's nothing like, there's not a Bedfordshire Wayfarer. Like you can't just get one ticket and go wherever you want.
Yeah, it's like Nottingham as well. There's like God knows so many different bus, tram, train companies. It's so hard.
Like so back home, there's basically Stagecoach basically runs the buses in Bedford. Like, and so my bus out to Sandy, like, it's the 73, and now it's also the 74 because I've been doing silly things. But yeah, so we have like basically one bus across to Bedford, and then obviously Thameslink up and down on the train. But like Derby and Notts, like obviously Derby, you've got cross country and East Midlands and
Nottingham City Transport.
yeah, and
Which does the trams as well.
yeah, and like
HSM.
yeah, and from Nottingham you can get Northern trains, which is weird because we're not in the north, we're in the Midlands. But yes,
I know it is strange. Well, our train station is the ugliest thing I've seen.
What, Nottingham or
Yeah,
Derby?
Nottingham.
Nottingham.
Derby's like, it's fine,
Derby is
it's
Derby is
serviceable,
new.
but it's also fine. Nottingham's is old and still very old. Well, it's weird because actually, so a few years ago, I think around like 2015, 2016, that's when they built that bridge that connects the tram to the train station.
Oh, that bridge.
And that's all modern, all that is.
Is it?
But the original like actual train station itself is all old.
Oh yeah.
Which is why it's got that ugly green.
Nottingham Station is so I depending on which way I'm going home, I will go through either Nottingham or Leicester. And when I go through Nottingham, it's like weird because you've got an odd number of platforms there. Like you've got, what is it, 1, 2, 3, and then you've got 4 and 5, which are like what's going on there, and then 6 and 7. Like, why have you got
there's more than that. I think it goes up to platform 10.
No, it doesn't. It only goes up to 6, I think. Because,
Are you
but you've got A, B, and C on like everything.
Oh, yeah, I know. When you find out you get a something train that's something A, it's like a blessing.
Oh no, it's 7. So yeah, so like, why does platform 5 stop halfway down and then become like it's just.
It's a
Your
mess.
station is broken, Caden. Can you fix it for me? Thanks.
It is. Well, I tell you what, they never use because it does sound so bad, but like when I overtook the train from Derby train station, I was not used to the fact that they actually check the barriers because some reason the ones in Notts is permanently open.
So not if you're going up to the tram, like, and if that's a new bridge, I'm surprised there's not barriers on it. But like if you're going up to the tram, you don't even like
the tram
go through
bit's
barriers.
different though because they have inspectors on the tram.
No, but like even for train tickets, like especially because it's a new bridge, I'm surprised, and like you can't get anywhere else but the station from that bridge.
Not necessarily because that bridge that connects the tram one is connected to the train one, which is the old one.
Are we talking about different bridges here? We might be talking about
Well, no, I think we are talking about the same area.
So,
but
you've got. It'll be easier.
So
on
basically, the front
Stand by, everybody.
The front of Nottingham train station, the bit on the right, when if you're looking at the main building, that's new. The bit at the front and the left is all completely old, which is why when you're walking through the main area as you walk into Nottingham train station, if you don't go through any of the arches, it looks kind of modern.
So I've got to Nottingham Station now. So which bit are you? So I was thinking of this bridge here in the middle, which goes up there.
Yeah, you're on about the older bit because do you know what? Have you ever noticed? Do you know the bridge that goes above some of the tracks?
Yes.
There's a way to get in without ever going through the main entrance to the train station.
Yes.
If you're getting through the council officers
yeah,
and
like,
Nottingham College, which is new, you're going through that way. No inspector.
So
no
this,
staff
so this
member.
is the way I get in and out because usually if I'm going to Nottingham, I'm usually giving blood, so that's up on the tram to as far as Royal Centre. So I will deliberately go up this bridge, so the bridge in the middle of the platforms,
Yeah,
and
which
then
that's
go
old.
up and walk back.
That one's old. I'm on about the one with the massive glass.
Is that this one?
right on the very bottom of that map you're looking at right there?
Yeah,
I don't know if it's been updated. I'm assuming it has.
I think it has.
That's all glass 6. If you see, there's now like a little main entrance.
Yeah.
Which is where apparently taxis drop off as well. That never used to be there. That used to just be
Yeah,
all...
this bit is like not.
It's broke.
Fix your
It's-
station, Caden.
It's well, not always seems to be a work in progress because also the bus and coach station might be removing back to where it used to be.
Because like Victoria bus station is like it's barely a bus station. Like, can
The
you?
vending machines don't work.
Yeah,
That's my biggest
barely
complaint.
It's barely a bus station. Caden,
It is. It is a bus shuttle.
we've made it to like 3 minutes to 9.
I know. We're doing great.
I enjoy that we can complain about trains just for.
I think just alone we need a public transport episode alone. I think this is leaning onto public transport, and I think
Shove it on the list and we'll do it.
I think it is already on the list. I think it actually is, but
Love
if
it.
not, it is going straight on. But if you have any suggestions, Josh, where can they find us?
If you go onto the if you go onto the Instagram or the Twitter, we are at Phantom Media US. If you go onto the Facebook, we are Derby Student Media for some reason. I will change that at some point, but not today.
Not today. It's Friday, and some of us
It's
want
Friday,
to
and
just
we all
finally,
want to go home.
finally go home. Indeed, honestly. But anyway,
So yes, that's the Phantom one. So get in touch with that, and I'll see it. If you want to get in touch with Caden, where are you?
great question. So, no capital letters on all social media platforms. You can find me at shady_avocado. That's with no capital letters, shady_avocado.
And I am at _Josh_just_Josh on Twitter and Instagram. I'm just Josh Brunning. So easy enough to find me there.
Well, Tom has missed out on quite an interesting episode.
I enjoyed that episode. So next week I have deadlines on Friday. Hopefully I will have done all of my work before 7 o'clock. If not, I might have to leave these two in charge.
That's a great idea, isn't it?
Especially after what happened last time.
The unseen episode. The unseen one.
The one that only lasts for 30 minutes because they only went out for the last 30 minutes.
I know.
I still don't know what
Crazy.
you did, but whatever.
I don't know.
So
either.
yes, that's next week. The week after, we are planning to do a Eurovision special.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be the 20th. Eurovision, obviously, the grand final is next Saturday, the 14th. I think one of the halls is doing a watch party.
I believe.
Is it Nunnery?
I was just going to say, I believe
feel-
it is
I think-
Nunnery.
That's a Joe thing. So Joe is the new hall manager. Love you, Joe. She was formerly of the union in charge of societies, but yeah, Joe. I think that's a Joe thing. She'll have organised that. So yes, Eurovision party at Nunnery. If you are in halls, I think it's open to everyone, and I think we will discuss on the next show, which is the 20th.
Yes, it is Saturday the 14th of May, Eurovision watch party at 7 p.m. at Nunnery Court, where snacks are provided.
Love it. So yes, I will be back next week on the SLET radio show, which is on Wednesday, probably, depending on how my deadlines are going. And then the week after for me on the SLET show, on the 18th, myself and my co-host Dan Jellicoe will be live from the climbing wall,
What?
where they're doing Base Camp Summit, raising money for Climbers Against Cancer. Phantom will be live there from 10 o'clock until 9 p.m.
Wow.
And me and Dan are going to do a show from 4 till 6, hopefully with him on the climbing wall for at least some of it.
That'll be great. Can't
So
wait to
that'll
see
be
it.
good. That'll be good fun. So that's the 18th. So that's in 2 weeks. And then, yeah, next week is a nightmare because it's deadlines week for a lot of people. So schedules might change. But the plan is to, we're definitely going to be on the climbing wall for the 18th, and then we'll definitely be here for a Eurovision special on the 20th
Yes,
of
for the
May.
20th. We also won't be around for the 27th of May, as me, and just me actually, because Tom isn't performing in this one, will be in Darknet at Derby Theatre. You can now buy your tickets on the Derby Theatre official website. Darknet, Friday the 27th of May to the 28th of May. You can buy tickets from 2:30 till 7:30 p.m. on the Friday. And then just for the Saturday show, that is just a 7:30 show.
Love it. And then we only might. So 3rd and 10th, are we all right vaguely for them?
Fantastic as far as I'm concerned, and I just want to leave out
Oh,
one.
3rd, I'm not here, so you'll have to. I'm in Northern Ireland, so good luck for that.
We will sort it out.
And then
before
our last show will be the 10th
Last show will be the 10th. That'll
of
be.
June. So we've still got a couple of weeks, but yes,
We've got just over a month to go. That's know what I mean.
Yeah, we've got over a month, and then the big Phantom end of year show, which might at this stage just be me and Dan Jellicoe bringing you through the evening, will be on Monday the 13th of June from. I think we're going to start with Alex's show from 6 till 8, and then me and Jellicoe will take you through the rest of the evening until site shuts at about 11:30.
And
I might see if some guests are available and hopefully get them on the show.
yes,
It'll
indeed.
be a fun evening, and there may or may not be alcohol consumed, so we'll find out.
We'll find out. And just one final shout out. I would like to shout out the second year students, specifically Jin and Daisy at Derby Theatre on the Theatre Arts course itself. They are currently trying to petition for a slam poetry society for the University of Derby in order to compete in national titles for slam poetry. If you are interested, please reach out to Daisy and Jim within social media. If you are trying to find them, please contact me and I will provide you with their socials. They need at least 15 people in order to start up the society so they can start national competitions for slam poetry.
I think you might be able to do a society with 5 if you
They've
are.
been told 15
They've been told 15. Okay.
because of the extent that they're going to with
Okay,
national
that's
stuff. But
Fair enough.
if not, please get in contact with them, or if not, please get in contact with me and I will send over the details if you are interested. They are currently looking for a permanent role as vice president and secretary of the Slam Poetry Society. So again, please do get in touch, and if you are just simply interested in joining, again, please do get in contact with me and I will provide all details. But that's the end of the show.
I have
Josh.
another shout out actually. we're doing loads of shout outs for the end of
Yes.
the show. So one of my friends is the lovely Violet, is a second year photography student, and their exhibition, their Re-Emerge exhibition, is at Markeaton Street all of next week. It was their private launch night tonight, and it's on the street and down the photography corridor in Markeaton Street. So go and have a look at all of that wonderful stuff. They are on Instagram, I think. Have a look for Re-Emerge exhibition, and you'll see lots of fun stuff that's going on down at Markeaton Street. But I think that is probably it from us tonight, right?
I think it is for now.
So it's goodbye from me.
And it's a goodbye from me.
Here's Reach Bias Club 7, ladies and gentlemen. Have a lovely evening. Good night.